Hey, what's up and welcome back to Ave Mujica. This is episode 8. In the last episode, we had the Cry Chick reunion. And not only did we have that, but after that, was it after that episode? Yeah, it must have been. After that, I got to watch the first take video of the Cry Chick, version of Haruhikage. And that first take version of that song is so incredible. I've rewatched that so many times since I did that reaction video. It's so good. Like, that reaction video, I feel like, you know, shows how much I cared about that song. And it was really hitting me at the time. And just every rewatch of that gives me chills in a different way. It was really, really beautiful. I loved that, and I'm gonna continue to, like, I love a lot of the first take performances. There are some really, really incredible ones on there. You know, there's some really great Lisa ones on there. There's some incredible Yoasobi ones, like the Yoasobi Gunjo, I believe, is so amazing. There's a ton. There's a ton. The one from Ryoshiko Shakakai, or I can't quite remember how to pronounce the name, but there's one of those as well. That's the, oh man. Anyway, but I think it's now entered that Haruhikage performance has entered one of my favorite, the first take performances ever, and that is saying something because there's some incredible ones on that channel. But yeah, anyway, so we are doing more Ave Mujica. Yeah, last episode was very emotionally, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a weight off our shoulders. I don't know, I can't remember the term for that right now, but yeah, with this like Cry Chick problem that has been hovering over us the entire series has now started to clear away a bit, because Cry Chick has seemed to finally, at the very least, come to, once again, an understanding through music. As, I mean, this is a big theme of the show, and of, you know, almost every music anime out there will touch on this theme. This theme of, like, you know, you have all of these emotions. Music can be what connects you to each other. And they had this, like, musical moment that connected them to one another that was, like, very raw. Like, it's good showing that episode back to back with the first take performance, where the first take performance is, like, very professional, even though it was only one take, because it's called the first take. Even though it was only one take, it was a very professional performance, and the one in the episode was not a professional performance on purpose, because it was supposed to be, like, raw and emotional. So so I really liked the contrast there, and I think that was the perfect day to release that first take. But yeah, anyway, let's jump into Ave Mujica. This is episode 8. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And my Patreon account has the full-length reaction, so you can get the entire reaction, watch the whole episode with me, just sync it up with your own footage, and it will be worth it. But let's jump into this. This is Ave Mujica episode 8. Okay, water. Do I think it's going to be Mutsumi, I was about to say? It is. Or Mortis, but I think it's... Well, it doesn't... It could be either. They both look the same. Oh. Okay, it is Mortis, because she feels like she's drowning. I love this music. Yeah. I was kind of thinking about this. Oh. Oh, this is really sad. Holy shit. Is Mortis dead? Did we just get our first death in the Bang Dream series franchise? I certainly don't remember any other deaths. I don't think so. I don't think any of them are needing to reform Crychick. Yeah, they're barely capable of playing in one band. I love her delivery. Look at them. Look how clean the room is now as well. Oh, I wanted to see this Saki. I wanted to see her happy again. I'm so glad. It is. You're very pale, girl. She was surprised that she said yes. She goes 2 steps outside the house and then collapses because her legs haven't been used to walking. This is so cute. So is Mortis dead or? Karaoke. I can read that in Japanese. Even if they don't subtitle it. Damn, she's been holding on to a lot of these memories. Pastel palette song? Shua Shua. Oh, there's Ave Mujica songs there. Yes! I love this song. No, give me a full performance of her doing a Pastel Palettes cover. Oh shit, okay. No, one person does want to do Crychick. Oh. Okay. Look who's not dead. Aw. Good, be nice to her. Yeah, you have to break her heart, her little cute heart. Oh god, Mortis. What? Yeah, what do you mean? Don't cut away. Yamu! It's been a while. She did, I forgot about that. Oh. Yeah. You're kind of damaging your networking. Aw. It's good she apologized, genuinely. Oh shit, she's calling you out. Oh my gosh. Ah. Uh-huh. I do have things to say about this.
Ave Mujicaのモーティスになれた。サキコちゃんが作り出したんだよ。
Don't break Saki again. Oh. Yeah, this is the thing I want to talk about. Everything in your life being acting, because I have experience with this. What the fuck? Hey. Okay, Mortis trying to revive Ave Mujica. And Mutsumi trying to revive Crychick. I like this shot. Oh, and we're like in her mind now. I can't, it's old technology. I mean, they are both disbanded at this point. Damn, man. I don't think you can get everyone on board, though. Oh, but maybe. I feel like Taki would be the hardest to get on board. But Taki would follow Tomori.
れなかった
Oh my gosh.
壊した 全部
Damn.
やってほしくないことばかりだった
There's a part of me that wants Mutsumi and Mortis to get along.
むつみちゃんなんていらない
I don't like seeing them fight. Oh shit. In the same way Mortis kind of did that to Mutsumi in a previous episode. Are you writing new music? Pick up the phone. Aw, it's your mum? And don't lecture her as soon as you get on the phone with her. You have a cute mum. Yeah, I mean, you're trustworthy in a band, in a musical setting. that voice acting. Disruption? Disruption's kind of a cool name for a band. I was so hoping for her to do exactly that. Huh? I like how the music's like cutting as the montage cuts. Oh. Come on. Come on, it's her job.
マナちゃんに決まったみたいだよ
Hmm.
出なくていいのいいですそうなんだ
As Umiri calling.
忙しいんだけど
今どこですか
無人島
繋がってます
無人島だって電波ぐらい
This is such a petty conversation.
怖っ
天智さん外で八幡さん待ってるっぽい
やっぱり事務所じゃないですか
What's up, sellout?
会いたくなって
Aww. I think it is a lie, but it's cute.
こびてましたね
お買い上げど
若葉さんに振られてやけ買いですよでは
Umiri's so funny. Oh.
なんか変わった
She's a bit more proactive. Yeah, exactly.
すみませんオーダーいいですか
Yeah, I mean, if untrustworthy, if by that it means we can't rely on you to get stuff
ついのくださ
done.
い
You know, if we leave you to it.
古傷が痛みますしみる過去があるんです
それって長い
一番最初に組んだバンド
Okay.
みんな一致団結してたデビューできるかもしれ
Look
ない
how bright
そんな
she
夢を見
is.
たライブ当日メンバー全員にボイコットされて
Whoa. That sucks.
それが反感を買うなんて気づきもしませんでした
That really
かわ
sucks.
いそう
It is,
こんな
Nyamu.
こともあるかとそういえば祐天寺さんもムジカやりませんか
もうそのついでじゃん
本気です
今
お支払いお願いします今月厳しいので
そりゃそんだけ買ったらね
She's so funny. No, is anyone gonna reply? Oh, Ika, we haven't seen you for a while.
さんあはい
You can't just look at the message because it's gonna pop up red. Maybe not on that app. But if they have read receipts on, you're screwed. Oh. Is this Mortis?
あうみりちゃんね
It's Mortis, I think.
えまだつかない
Yes, it is.
だったやだやだおんぶだっこ車乗れアベムジカやらないと私消えちゃうから
Oh.
安心してください誰だって最初は真似事から
Oh,
始まる
you gonna teach your
本物
guitar?
の真似をすればいい
本物
私が教えてあげますから
Oh my gosh.
本物になるんですよ
And you might have the muscle memory.
人形なのだから
Ika, what's going through your mind? Okay, there's some good stuff here. This was, I mean, these episodes go so quickly. because I feel like every scene there's shit happening. There's so much like going on that I gotta really pay attention, and then I'm like engaging with everything that's happening, and then the episode's over. So these episodes like really fly by. I don't know. This discussion could be anywhere from just 5 minutes to an hour and a half, but I'm going to try to keep it on the shorter side, not because I want to give you guys less content necessarily, but because I'd rather, one, it's quite late at night right now when I'm recording this, and I would like to go to bed at a reasonable time, and two, I would like to see if I can keep my points kind of concise instead of rambling too much. So let's see how we do. Okay, so they didn't kill Mortis. I was, like, not yet at least. I was thinking, like, at that start, that might have been, like, the final scene of Mortis, when, like, she's just drowning, and then she sort of goes still for a second. Like, I thought maybe that was them going, we've killed Mortis, she's dead, no more Mortis. And that would be crazy. But she's not dead yet. And I hope she doesn't die. I like Mortis. and I like Mutsumi. But I think the thing I want to talk about the most is that whole Mortis Mutsumi thing, where Mortis was talking about how, like, Mutsumi doesn't exist. Mutsumi is a role that's being played, and etc., right? Like, Mutsumi is always playing different roles, and Mutsumi herself is just another role within that series of roles, or whatever she was trying to get across there. But whether or not this is what she was saying, it does bring to mind something that I think I talk about a decent amount on the channel. Maybe I've even talked about it in this series before. I don't remember. Because I make a lot of videos. I make at least like 10 or so videos a week. I do a lot of videos, so I tend to have a lot of discussions. I talk about a lot of stuff. It all blends together. I don't know what I've told here, what I haven't. So bear with me if I'm just repeating myself. But when we talk about the idea of like putting on a mask, pretending to be someone else, I like to talk about the fact that I, for a long time in my life, considered myself as someone who did put on a mask. I did acting classes for most of my life, and in those acting classes, one of the skills that I picked up was how to pretend to be an extrovert, despite the fact that I'm an introvert. I wanted to pretend to be good at talking to people, to pretend to be a confident person, to pretend to be closer to Mortis than to Mutsumi. Even though I feel more like Mutsumi, I can act more like Mortis. If you're looking at the way that I'm speaking to this camera right now, I'm speaking with energy. I'm speaking with like facial expressions. I'm speaking with a lot more than I can normally put in if I'm just like by myself, or if I'm with certain people. When I'm with certain people or with strangers, I might be way more introverted, way more enclosed. I may not be able to speak as loudly. I may stutter on my words a lot more, and I already stutter a lot. On this channel, I already stutter a lot. I use filler words a lot. I use words like and and so I'm trying not to use the filler words right now. It's very difficult. Anyway, that's a filler word. So the mask idea, I, for a long time, did think that this is what I did. And you can see, if you still consider it a mask, I'm still technically wearing that mask. It's a little different when you're doing videos, because I'm performing right now, technically. Even though I'm trying to, when I do videos, I do try to be real. I do try to be honest. I try not to pretend to be someone that I'm not. The person you're seeing here I'm trying to be me, but I'm also performing. That when you're a content creator, or at least when you're a good one, you perform for the camera, and so you have to make sure your voice is coming through on the mic, and hopefully clearly enough that people understand you. When you're a reaction YouTuber, you make sure that your facial expressions like are adequately representing the way that you feel. It doesn't mean I'm faking my facial expressions. but I'm definitely letting them come out more. Whereas like genuinely, if I was to watch this episode on my own, I can show you what it might look like. It'll look like this. That's what it'll look like. It wouldn't make a very good video, right? But I'm still feeling all of these things. All I'm doing is essentially giving you guys, when I'm doing a reaction video, I'm loosening up. I'm letting myself feel more. I'm letting myself express more based on like what the roller coaster is moving like within my body. If I'm feeling happy, I let myself smile. I'm not making myself smile. I'm letting myself. And it's a wide range of those things. So performing is a little different, but I still wear, quote unquote, wear that mask to this day. Where when I'm hanging out with people, when I'm meeting strangers, when I'm talking to a subway worker, I'm pretending to be someone that I don't feel like I am. But over time, there was a point where I started to be a bit more introspective. I started to think about myself more. And I went, why shouldn't that be me? Like, what is the difference? If I'm like that with other people, and if I'm saying truly how I feel, then what's the difference between that person and me? It's just the idea that I'm like putting facial expressions on that makes it not me? Is it the idea that I'm not constantly curling up in a ball every time I have to speak to another human being? If I'm not doing that, I'm not being me? I don't think so. I think our masks can be a huge part of our identity. I think our mask can be as much we are as the whatever's inside that you feel like is the real you. And I feel like we don't have a very good interpretation of who we are. Even like, you know, self-aware people who like, I think I've got a decent sense of myself. I think I'm somewhat self-aware, but I think anyone who's self-aware would probably understand that you can't be fully self-aware. It's impossible to know yourself that deeply, I think. So all I'm saying is, I think if you're someone like Mutsumi and you're anxious that this piece of yourself, the Mutsumi, is a character, because it's not entirely like raw. It might still be honest, but it's not raw. I think people get too caught up on that. Like, just because you're not expressing exactly how you feel at all times, or you feel like you're putting more energy into a conversation than you should be, or anything along those lines, it doesn't mean you're not being you. It doesn't mean that you don't exist, and it doesn't mean that persona doesn't exist, or that persona is not you, or that persona is just a character. It can also be you. That's my 2 cents of it. That's what I believe to be the case. And I've come to that conclusion, and I feel pretty comfortable with it in the way that it applies to my life. Not everyone is going to feel that way. I think some people are genuinely, and I mean, obviously we know Mutsumi obviously has like personality disorders, which I think would make her struggle with that way more. Personality disorders, which I do not have, as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned. So obviously her suffering is way different from my suffering. My suffering is like, I'm an introvert and I find it awkward to talk to people sometimes, and her struggle is a bit deeper than that. But still, I think it's worth saying. I think it's worth discussing. So Umiri in this episode was fantastic. I loved her in this episode. She was so funny. Her character is so consistently funny, and the voice actress is so great. And I love the animation of her character doing weird things with such a straight face. It was really great. I loved the dynamic, honestly, between her and Nyamu. And I think part of the reason I like it so much is Umiri is very... I would consider her to be authentic. Like, she is very straight-laced. Like, what she says is generally what she means. As far as I can tell, at least. I feel like I have hair in my mouth. So, if what she says is what she means, Nyamu is someone who is going to constantly call people out on their shit, right? She is the type of person to, like, if you are doing something she doesn't agree with, she's either going to tell you if she's in a certain mood, or if she's in another mood, she's going to subtly make fun of it. That's the two sides that she goes to. But either way, it's going to be brought up. It's just whether she's going to bring it up with a joke, or whether she's going to bring it up with an expression, or whether she's going to bring it up explicitly telling you you're being fucked up, or you're doing something wrong, or I disagree with what you're doing right now. And the reason I like those two together is I feel like there's, like, Nyamu struggles with Umiri because she is a brick wall. Because Umiri's giving her something, and, like, Nyamu is trying to throw it back in her face, and it's just bouncing off. Because Umiri just isn't affected by it. It just does not faze her in the slightest. And I like that. And I think also Nyamu respects that. I do. I mean, we saw in this episode, like, Umiri came in with all the bags. She talked to Nyamu for a second, and then she was like, okay, well, see ya. And she turned to leave, and Nyamu chased her. Nyamu went after her. Nyamu, I think, respects her and genuinely wants to talk to her and wants to understand what she wants and what she came there for. So I think that's what I really like about those two characters. And I think their dynamic together is great. And I think they're both very funny characters as well. Watching it as an audience member, even if I would get annoyed with Nyamu, which, to be honest, I really don't. I know people have their strong opinions on Nyamu. I really don't get too annoyed with her. I think sometimes she's out of line, sure. And I am not... I think sometimes when I'm talking up a character or talking about how great a character is, they will conflate that with me saying that everything they've done is right. I don't think that. But I love her as a character. And I think she's very, very funny. I think she's very interesting. I think her design is magnificent. I think her voice acting is magnificent. And I think sometimes she has some interesting points that I think do need to be considered by everyone present. She also has some major flaws. But you can have both of those things. That's the beautiful thing about being human. Is sometimes the worst people that I know will sometimes, have their shining lights where I'm like, oh, that was nice of them, or that was cool, or something. And then I'm like, but it's not cool because I don't like them, you know? So yeah. And now we're going to be teaching Mortis guitar. That's very nice. That's a nice touch, I think. And I think that'll be cute. So yeah. I'm sure there is more that I could talk about, but as I said, I want to kind of try to keep it succinct in this video. I've kind of been doing a lot today as well, so I'm a little bit exhausted. And I think I would go off on too many tangents and it would actually kind of be a bad end of the video. So let's end it on a high note. That is BanG Dream Ave Mujica, episode 8. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length, early access, and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.